laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. Oh, what fun it is to sing a sleighing song tonight. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm a-telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. That's right, he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming, Santa Claus is coming, Santa Claus is coming to town.
Stay down there. Stay down there, Jeff.
Thanks so much, everybody, for coming. You know, in case you were wondering, this is not Tuba Christmas you're listening to. This is the official First Baptist Church itinerant Dixieland band playing Christmas Dixieland for you. But I've got a friend here that I go to church with who's a wonderful singer named Jeff Jeffrey. And he's going to sing a song that was made famous by Harry Belafonte. Now, you know, we've only rehearsed 3 hours for this, so you'll have to bear with us. I'm going to play, guys, I'm going to play a B-flat vamp, and he's going to start it, and you'll figure out what to do after that.
Glad to be here. Are these guys good or what? Long time ago in Bethlehem, so the Holy Bible say, Mary's boy child, Jesus Christ, was born on Christmas Day. Now Joseph and his wife Mary come to Bethlehem that night. They find no place to lay the child, not a single room was inside. Hark now, hear the angels sing, new king born today, and man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Now by and by they find a little nook in a stable so forlorn. There in a manger so cold and damp, little baby Jesus was born. While shepherds watch their flocks by night, they see a bright new star. They hear a choir of angels sing, music seems to come from afar. Hark now, hear the angels sing, new king born today, and man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. And the trumpets sound and angels sing, listen to what they say, man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Yes, man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Pick a song. Do whatever you want.
All right, Christmas. See?
Y'all need to sing with us on this one. You'll know it.
Sing loud,
You
drown
play
us
the
out.
first one, I'll sing the second.
Count it up.
just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
Okay, I appreciate the indulgence of these young fellows down on the lower steps. I've got a bum leg, so I'm not negotiating the steps too much today. But anyway, we would like to pay a tribute to all of our service people who are overseas. My dad told me that when he was stationed in the Aleutian Islands in World War II, Bing Crosby's recording of this was I'll Be Home for Christmas was played, and there were a lot of tears shed because they knew they wouldn't be home. And that's true today. And you know, there are people stationed all around the world. So Bob does a wonderful job singing it. And our other trombone player, Billy Huber, usually does a stratospheric solo. I'm not going to ask Tommy to do that, but that's up to him if he wants to. But anyway, we're good with a vocal on it. And here we are with I'll Be Home for Christmas.
I'll be home for Christmas. You can plan on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and the presents neath the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
That's good. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm going to take a break here and let all the tubas euphoniums reassemble, and we'll be starting at 11 o'clock.
All right. Hey to Nancy.
Well, good morning and welcome to Nashville First Baptist Church and Tuba Christmas 2023. How about all these tubas up here? What a wonderful treat you are in store for here today. Hope that you've already received a very, very warm welcome. My name is Joe Fitzpatrick. I'm the worship and music pastor here, and we're honored to host Tuba Christmas once again this year and have you be a part of it with us. And we want you to enter into this time of celebration and just a fun-filled time together as we sing the carols of the season. So when they ask you to sing, I think they got me singing some today too, GR. Is that right? Yeah. We'll sing together and have a great time. So I want you to know that you're always invited here and cordially encouraged to join us for worship on Sunday mornings at 10:30. Our Bible study hour starts at 9 every Sunday. And this Sunday evening at 5 p.m., our sanctuary choir with the Nashville String Machine, which is the Nashville Recording Ensemble, the premier recording ensemble in all of Music City, and the Adonai School of Ballet out of Huntsville, Alabama, will be presenting our Carol Candlelight celebration, and invite you to come and be a part of that wonderful time of worship, praise, and celebration, and a candle lighting ceremony. So we're here today to sing some carols, enjoy this great group of tubists up here. And without any further ado, I'm going to say Merry Tuba Christmas, and let's say hello to G.R. Davis and the tubas.
Well, thank you very much. This is our 37th year in Nashville for Tuba Christmas. We started out in 1987 over at a defunct shopping center, which is sometimes referred to as the Mistake on the Lake over the Fountain Square. But anyway, we closed that one down, and we closed down some others. I'll tell you about that later. We would like to invite you to sing along with the tubas. These arrangements are by Alec Wilder, who's a real famous popular song composer, and also by Norland Bewley. They were written to sound good with tubas. They weren't written to be easy to sing, so they're going to be either too high or too low. But Joe over here is a masterful singer. I know he can pull it off. He's going to lead you, and I think a lot of us know the first verse to these carols. So sing mightily when we ask you to. We're going to play them through once for you to listen to, and then a second time for you to sing to. And we're going to start out, as we always do, with one of our favorites, Adeste Fidelis, O Come All You Faithful. It's number 1 in the book. Merry Tuba Christmas, everybody. Merry Tuba Christmas. Okay, I forgot to acknowledge the Dixieland players. On trumpet, we had Marty Loss. On trombone, Tommy Cooper, who's up here with some kind of a monstrosity in the ensemble, and banjo Bob Stevens from Opryland days was playing the banjo, and Todd Hill was playing piano. He's also got a horn up here now. My name is G.R. Davis, as you know, and I wanted to tell you, if you have friends at home that couldn't be here today, send them a text to go to the First Baptist Church website. We're live right now on the First Baptist website. It'll be archived. If you want to go back and watch it later, you'll be able to. Okay, now I noticed that it sounded pretty good, but there was a few of you that weren't singing. And I kind of wondered if maybe you were having trouble with the words. Well, we've got one for you right now, and I've got a visual aid. All right? Deck the halls. So let's all sing out, at least on the fa la la part, which I know everybody can get. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. You know, as I said, this is the 50th anniversary of the first performance of Tuba Christmas in Rockefeller Center. My wife and I, my Betty and I were able to go to New York to see the concert this past Sunday. And, you know, we're in heaven here compared to there because there are no chairs in New York. They had 375 players. And it was a steady rain throughout, which turned the music to mush. But they still went ahead. You know, it's hard to break a New Yorker down. They're going ahead, rain or shine. Well, you know, no offense to New York, but we sound a lot better, I'm telling you. And yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. You know, I was a student at Indiana University back in 1974, and my tuba teacher was Harvey Phillips, and I was a grad assistant, and he told me his idea for having tubas under the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center, and I'm thinking this is kind of nuts, but I figured he could pull it off because he always thought big, you know. So he told me the story of how he arranged it. He called Rockefeller Center, and he told them what he wanted to do, and they said, you want to do what? And there was a kind of a long silence on the phone, and he said, well, before you turn me down, would you mind to call a few references? And he gave me unlisted phone numbers of Doc Severinsen, of Leonard Bernstein, of Mstislav Rostropovich, Morton Gould, and a few other incredible musicians which never gave out their unlisted phone numbers to anybody except Harvey. And about an hour later, they called him back, and they said, Mr. Phillips, you can have anything you want. And it's probably the most famous continuous event that happens on the rink. They are right there by the skating rink at Rockefeller Center. They used to be out on the ice, now they're on the side. But anyway, there's going to be some media coverage after the fact from that concert that you might enjoy. The PBS NewsHour was there, a recording, and it's going to be on the
evening news on PBS sometime this week or next. Also, NBC was there, and there's going to be a feature on the NBC Nightly News on Christmas Eve. And the producer talked to me, and he said, you know, we like to have something that isn't gloom and doom to end the broadcast. And so I know that you feel the same way I do. That's a great idea to end it with tubas. And, well, anyway, moving ahead, let's see. We've got another, at least one more up here that we've learned. What is it? Okay. It's number 5 in the book. Sorry about that. This is one that's really fun to sing, the first Noel. And we hope that you will sing out lustily on the second time through. Number 26, 2-6. In case you wondered why I did that, it's just such a feeling of power to be able to wave a stick and have people do anything you ask, you know? One quick thing before we move ahead. The beginning of Tuba Christmas Nashville was when Nancy Holland and I got together on a summer concert one time of a tuba ensemble. She had recently graduated from Tennessee Tech, who had a really famous, and still has a famous ensemble. And we thought, well, you know, it would be neat to have a tuba Christmas in Nashville. So I called up Harvey Phillips. He came down. We had, was it 1 or 2 tuba Christmases at Fountain? 2, I think. 2, yeah. And then after that, they closed. And so we moved on to Hickory Hollow, did one down there, and they closed up. And then after that, we went to Cool Springs. Well, they survived. They stayed. And then we were invited to come to the Church Street Center. We were there several years. Well, they closed. And then we went to Green Hills Mall for a number of years, and we got too big for them, and they kind of kicked us out to the garage. So we said, it's time to move on. So we went to the public library downtown. Their security people flipped out. You know, there are too many people in the lobby. So we were there a couple of years and moved on. Then we were at first at the Downtown Presbyterian for 1 year, and we outgrew that immediately. And then, fortunately, First Baptist invited us over here. We've been here since 2006, and we're so thankful for this place. Isn't this a wonderful venue? And Joe Fitzpatrick leads the music program here. They have a wonderful choir, and I would advise you how wonderful it is to come to that evening program on Sunday if you can. And now we're going to invite him up to guest conduct Hark the Herald Angels Sing. It's number 26 in the book for the players. Okay, let's see. There must be something else we know. Let's go to number 7 in the book. Before we do that, you know, we have players of all ages up here. There are professional players here. Probably Nashville's most famous professional player is sitting on the back row here. Gil Long, would you mind to stand up there and let them see you? Gil just retired as the principal tuba player with the Nashville Symphony after 45 years. And Bill, I don't think you look over 45. You know, you've preserved yourself well. And you know, it's a kind of a hometown story. Gil went to Hillwood High School, where his father was the band director, went on to the University of Louisville and started playing in symphony orchestras and ended up here for all those years. And the new tuba player with the Nashville Symphony is named Chandler Currier. And Chandler came up as a student of Gilbert Long at Blair School of Music. He's from Smyrna. He came through Stewart's Creek High School. They had 130 players audition for the tuba chair, and Chandler is 19 years old. He won. And I invited him to come today, but he's up at Juilliard School of Music where he is finishing up his degree up there. And so anyway, we've all got to go to the symphony beginning in the middle of February when there's a big tuba piece on there so we can hear him play. Well, anyway, we're going to play for you Go Tell It on the Mountain, which is not really all that singable the way we do it. We've got this is something Alec Wilder came up with. We've got a slow section, and then we're going to try to swing. And of course, it's kind of hard to swing with 100 tubas, which we're right at 100 up here. But we're going to give it our best shot. Here is Go Tell on the Mountain. Merry Tuba Christmas. Hello, hello. Yeah, they're doing a wise thing. They're turning the mic off on me here. No, they turned it back on. Anyway, Merry Tuba Christmas, everybody. We thank you for coming today and listening to us. I think this is, if maybe the best ensemble we've ever had. Don't you think they sound pretty good? Now, you know, each one of these players has spent many hours in the practice room, but we've only been together for an hour, and they never saw each other before. What about that? And now I'd like to introduce to you the oldest and the youngest players in the ensemble. I thought for a while that I was the oldest, but my namesake, Rich Davis, we're not Ken, I wish we were, is the oldest. And at 93, Rich is sitting right here. How about that? All right. And the youngest is a young lady by the name of Lois, who, would you stand up, and she's 10 years old. Now, most of the players come in from like a 100-mile radius or so of the city where we have a Tuba Christmas. This group came a little bit further toward the back row. We got a bunch of people from Huntsville, Alabama. Would you guys raise your hands? And, yeah. And they are attending a school that I attended 2 or 3 names ago. You know, it was kind of like a frontier school back when I went there, but it's now the University of North Alabama. Now we're going to play O Little Town of Bethlehem in just a minute, and that is number 10 in the book. And after that, Mary Hance, I think I know I saw you earlier. You heard something, yes. I hope you'll come up and explain what we're raising money for. You know, most of the Tuba Christmases don't do the raising money for charity, but we started doing this in 2005 when we were at another location, and it seemed like such a good idea. And I know that if you've had a good year, you'll want to contribute some to this cause we'll tell you about. Of course, Tuba Christmas is always free, and you don't owe us a dime, so just sing out and enjoy it, and tell your friends, and go home and watch the live stream. 17, 1-7. Well, thank you very much. I'm gonna turn this microphone on for you there, Mary.
I'm not going to sing, let me just tell you that. So is this not the best free concert that you've ever been to? I mean, I love this. Now, I've been coming to Tuba Christmas for years, and 15 years ago I started my Miss Cheap penny drive for Second Harvest. And then several years back, thank you so much. Several years back, I talked to GR, and they agreed to let us collect for Second Harvest after the concert. So this is not, you don't have to pay anything, it's just a donation. And we all know that people are really struggling in our midst. And, you know, I'm one of those people who I love to eat, and I just cannot imagine people being hungry, children, seniors being hungry. Second Harvest, I mean, hunger is definitely real. And I think this is one way that all of us can help just a little bit. And there's no donation that's too small. So the Second Harvest staff and some volunteers will be outside the doors at the end of the concert for you to donate. And I'm so pleased, I'm so proud of GR and Joe for letting us do this and for letting you all come to this concert. I work now, Ms. Cheap, my column runs in the 15 Main Street media papers and on News Channel 5. So if you have ideas for Ms. Cheap, I'm always looking, but this is one time that I don't want you to be cheap.
Thank you very much. You know, I wonder if there may be a few people out there that don't recognize all of these instruments. So I think we're going to do a little demo here to just kind of show you what's involved in putting together a Tuba Christmas. We'll start on the back row. You know, John Philip Sousa had a very famous touring band back in the 1920s. And Bill Bell, to whom this concert was originally dedicated, was the first tuba player in John Philip Sousa's band at the age of 18. And they played on the first sousaphones. Now, this horn here is 100 years old. It's almost as old as I am. And it's called a helicon. And it's the precursor, it predates the sousaphone. It's kind of an over-the-shoulder horn like they would have had back in the Civil War. When John Philip Sousa came along, they decided to enlarge the bell to get a little more of a bass sound. And originally the bell went straight up. And I guess you'd understand why they called them rain catchers. You know, they pretty much were. But anyway, we have one sousaphone today on the back row. And let everybody see. Now that's the kind of horn that you usually see with a marching band, and probably a lot of people think of that horn when they hear the word tuba, but there are lots of other tubas. So let's see, let's look around here and see what we've got. Chris Warpool, would you stand up and show them your C tuba? That tuba is more of the type, it's more the type you would see in an orchestra. Could you play a couple notes on there just to see what, let them see what? Yeah. And next, Chris was another student of Gilbert Long. Gilbert, would you hold up your E-flat tuba there? That one's a little smaller, and he normally uses that one for things like brass quintets. Play us a note or two. Yeah, I like it. So those are basically horns that you play in your lap. Now some horns have what we call piston valves, like mine and like those two horns you just saw. Some have what we call rotary valves, and I see this, there's a rotary valve tuba right over here. Would you hold yours up so they can see what the rotary valves look like? Or anybody, yeah, just, that is a European style valve. They turn clockwise and counterclockwise instead of going up and down. And of course, basically, A tuba is really a long bugle. They're like 18 feet long if you have a B flat. And what those valves do is they add more tubing to allow you to go to different overtone series. I won't try to go into an acoustical lecture because I'm not qualified, but suffice it to say, with 3 or 4 valves, you can get all the notes you need. The tuba, I think, it's reasonable to say, has about the biggest range of any instrument in the orchestra. I might be fibbing a little bit, Gil, but it's pretty close. But anyway, okay, now let's get into the higher instruments. We've got a bunch of euphoniums here. Carol Gocher, would you stand up and show them your euphonium, all right? And play a couple notes on there where they can hear it. Well, I could hear more of that. Now, Carol has got a lot of recordings out that I see on Facebook and whatever, but he's a band director from over in the other side of Tennessee, and he's another alumnus of the famous Tennessee Tech Tuba Ensemble. All right, now let's see what else we got. There's a tenor horn here somewhere. Where's that? Look at that little squirt. Can you play a note or two on us on the tenor horn? Yeah, now they still use those over in England. You know, they don't have the kind of budget over there that we have, you know. So. All right, let's see. Now, what have I left out? What is that weird thing you have there, Tommy? A double bell euphonium. Now, did they make that because they had parts left over, or what happened?
Nobody really knows.
I used to see those in circus bands and things like that in many years past. Stand up and play us a little tune there, if you would. What about that? It's kind of like a trombone on steroids, I think. Okay, now we're going to attempt to do an arrangement that Harvey Phillips always did, and of course, as I told you, I copy most of my material from him. I don't do it as well, but I copy it. He said that when he was a young boy in Marionville, Missouri, they were very poor. They were poor enough, I think he told me, that they had to move about every 4 or 5 months because they'd run out of money and couldn't pay the rent. They'd have to find another place. But he went to the local Methodist church in Marionville, and he said that at Christmas time, they would go to church on Christmas Eve, and he'd hear the ladies with their beautiful soprano voices singing the Glorias and the carol, Angels We Have Heard on High. So ladies, this is your chance. We're going to give you a solo today. We're going to play Angels We Have Heard on High. But when we get to the Gloria part, we're going to drop out and let you sing it. Now, Joe, since we are only playing these things twice, let's go ahead and sing it both times instead of, playing it for them. And ladies, you can sing the Glorias, and Joe will mouth your part. You know, Joe knows every word to every carol there is, I'm sure. And if he went to the Baptist hymnal, he probably could cover at least half of it, right? Here we go with Angels We Have Heard on High.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains.
I forgot what the arrangement sounded like. Sorry about that. Very good. You know, for the 50th anniversary of Tuba Christmas, I'm not going to talk for 50 minutes. But I just wanted to pay tribute to some people. We always play Silent Night at each concert to honor those who passed on the year before and the past year, and also to give you a chance to think about those in your family and in your circle of friends who are not with us anymore. And this particular carol is going to be played as Silent Night. That's number 11 in the book. Was Bill Bell's favorite Christmas carol. Now, when Harvey Phillips started this concert series back in 1974, he had 3 objectives. One was to honor his teacher, Bill Bell. And of course, Bill Bell was the tuba player in Toscanini's NBC Symphony. Now, Arturo Toscanini came here at the beginning of World War II to escape the fascists over in Italy. And when they formed that orchestra for him, and Bill Bell was the 3rd person they hired. Before that, he'd been the first tuba in John Philip Sousa's band. Then he went on to Cincinnati Symphony, and then later to the New York Philharmonic, where he finished his symphonic career. And then he went to Indiana University as a professor of tuba. And I was fortunate to be there for 1 semester and studied with him. He was really a fine gentleman and probably the most outstanding player of his generation. The second reason for Tuba Christmas was to give people a chance to get together and see more tuba players. You know, we don't usually have more than a handful in each ensemble. An orchestra only has 1. Well, you know, when we come together like this, we get to see all our friends that we don't see until next year. And not only that, some of the more experienced players are showing the younger players what to do. And you know, I always tell the young players, don't worry if you can't get every single note, because with 100 people and 4 parts, somebody's bound to get it, you know. But anyway, there have been many other reasons to do memorials this year. We lost a great tubist named Roger Bobo earlier this year. He was one of the great soloists and orchestra players. And you know, one of the saddest things to me that happened this year was 2 bus crashes involving bands. One of them was in Ohio. You may have heard about that one, where a couple people were killed when a semi hit the back of their bus. They were on their way to do a performance. And the other one was in upstate New York, where I think the bus blew a tire and it went off 50 feet in a ravine, and 2 or 3 people were killed, one being the band director who brought people to the New York Tuba Christmas every year. And when they came to Tuba Christmas this year, her students were there, and everybody did a moment of silence in her honor. And you know, I'm sure that you have a lot of memories. Of course, in addition to Bill Bell, who passed away in 1971, Harvey Phillips, who came here for many years and was the founder, passed away in 1980, in October 2010, in October 2010. And then the other person who is tied to Tuba Christmas, who's no longer with us, is Alec Wilder, who died on Christmas Eve in 1980. Harvey Phillips was born in December 2nd of 1929. Bill Bell on Christmas Day in 1902. So you can see we're pretty well tied to December at Tuba Christmas. And at this time, I'm going to invite my co-conspirator, Nancy Holland, to come forward and direct Silent Night and another carol for you. And we hope that you have a wonderful Christmas this year, a Merry Tuba Christmas, and that you use this moment to reflect on those who are not with us anymore.
Very nice, thank you. And thanks so much to Joe for leading the singing today. He sort of got recruited at the last minute unexpectedly. Carmen Sanders normally comes to sing for Tuba Christmas every year, and she is ill. So think about Carmen in addition to all the others having health problems. But very thankful for Joe. Thank you being a good sport and jumping in. Thank you, sir. Okay, changing gears a little bit here. We're going to play Joy to the World.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.
The chord. Well, you know, when I knew of Harvey Phillips way back when, we didn't have this next song, but Norland Bewley wrote it for him sometime in the 80s, and when he came here to sing, to conduct a Tuba Christmas, I learned it and performed it many times with Harvey, and it's about Santa wanting a special gift. Now, Carmen usually sings this with me, does a beautiful job, but since she's sick today, I have another wonderful singer named Todd Hill who's going to stand in for her. And actually, I'm not going to say that he's standing in because he can do it just as well as anybody. But come on up here, Todd, and I'm going to try to get into this horn and play a little bit of a background for him. And maybe the tubas will help us out at the very end. It's, have you got your chart there? Yeah, you do. It's called Santa Wants a Tuba for Christmas. Now, Santa brings toys to good girls and boys. He's done it for years and years. But who would have thought that Santa has got a special wish of his own?
Santa wants a tuba for Christmas. He knows playing tuba is fun. Santa wants a tuba for Christmas. Oh, please, won't you bring him one? Oh, Santa wants a tuba for Christmas, a bright, shiny tuba to play. Santa wants a tuba for Christmas. Oh, please, won't you send one his way? Santa knows the tuba blows the jolliest sound you'll hear. He wants to see, waiting under his tree, there's a tuba toot toot when he's finished his route. Well, Santa get the tuba for Christmas. He's never had a present before. Oh, Santa wants a tuba for Christmas. It's all that he ever asked for. It's all that he's ever asked for. Santa wants a tuba in his stocking this year. So does so for the
Well, you know, I'm going to do something we've never done before. It's a first. And that's because we've got enough time. We've got a few more minutes. And if you've got a favorite Christmas carol, yell it out. And if it's in the book, it'll be unrehearsed, but we'll play it for you. So yell one out. What? Well, I'll just pick one. Let's do We Three Kings. Let's do We Three Kings. 15. All right. That was a bad idea, Tuba Choir. I don't recommend we do that anymore, all right? We do, though, oftentimes play a carol we haven't rehearsed just to show you that the teaching that's going on in the area is wonderful. And these people can actually read those little squiggly dots on the page and play those notes. And we do have wonderful teaching here. This is one of the finest sounding tuba ensembles you'd hear anywhere in the United States. So anyway, here we are going with the We Three Kings. I know Joe knows it. Christmas. Let's go to all right. No, wait a minute. Let's do one before that. 28. Number 28. Okay. You know, we've got lots of bells up here. You know, I guess you'd call them. we qualify as bells. Each one of these horns has a bell on it. And by the way, we're talking about a lot of cash up here. If you had to buy all of these horns, we'd be talking about a lot of money. We're thankful to the Country Music Foundation for helping out in Nashville for people to get instruments for their schools. But anyway, we'd like to play in honor of all of these horns, another concert number for you. It's called Carol of the Bells. It's one of my favorites. Merry Tuba Christmas, everybody. Indeed. Number 33 in the book. Norland Bewley added some songs to the arrangements in the book a few years after the originals was done, and this is one he added. It's probably our favorite one to play. By the way, one quick thing before we get into that and play that. My lovely assistants are down here on the front row, and if you'd like one of these commemorative 50-year buttons of Tuba Christmas, they have a supply of those, and they also have some hats and scarves, and they'd be happy to help you if you want anything from that. They're right here on the front row. Now, this last song is Jingle Bells. Well, it's actually a fake ending. You know, we might play one more after that. But Jingle Bells, it's kind of like Glenn Miller, you know, a fake ending. Jingle Bells, and in the middle of the piece, he adds a little bit of a fun thing for the tubas and euphoniums to do, which is a quote from a very famous march by E. Bagley. The march is called National Emblem. It's based on the Star Spangled Banner. And back when I was in high school, we marched on the football field and in parades to marches. They don't do that much anymore, but I still love the marches, and we love to play this piece, and I think you'll recognize that quote when you hear it. So here comes Jingle Bells. If you're interested in making a contribution to Ms. Cheap's Penny Drive, look for the people with the containers out there in the lobby, and we hope we've had pretty good success raising money for Second Harvest in the past, and so we hope that you've had a little extra you can contribute this year. Okay, well, here's our wish to you. Okay, we've got a stinger. We got a stinger for you. So this is something new. I learned it in New York. You know, we haven't thought of everything down here.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Tuba Christmas, everybody. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Come back next year. Thank you.